You might have just stumbled across my page and seen my transformation, but I thought I would do a video of what the journey has been like for me in the last 2 years since I started Plan, how I've changed my life, my dress size, my career and my mental health. So here's a whistle-stop tour of the last 2 years. So I am Holly Rose, I am 32, approaching 33. I lost 6 stone in just over 6 months following a one-to-one diet by the Cambridge Weight Plan, using my consultant completely virtually, and I've since been maintaining my loss for well over a year. My weight was always up and down. I would always be kind of playing this binge restrict cycle in my head, and I definitely had deep-rooted issues with food linking to emotional eating and secret eating. And I think I'd got to a point where I didn't really know where I sat with food. I was either really restrictive or I was going into complete binge mode. At the age of 21, I had no kind of coping mechanisms that weren't related to food. In 2013, I unexpectedly lost my mum. I hadn't tackled my grief head on at all, and used food to self-medicate. In 2017, when I had my daughter Freya, I stopped for the first time in about 4 years, and this was a time that I processed my grief for the first time ever. And the feeling of becoming a new mum when you've lost your mum, I can never explain to anyone. At that point in your life where you want the closest person to you, the person that raised you, they're not there, I felt very alone. What I turned to was the only constant that had been there that I knew was food. I was actually diagnosed in 2018 with postnatal depression, and I was at the lowest point. I was bigger than I was 9 months pregnant. I had completely lost myself. Having lost my mum at such a young age, being told by someone that I was morbidly obese, it was affecting my health, and that I was putting myself at risk, I realised in that moment that I could be putting myself into an early grave because of my actions, and Freya could possibly grow up without a mum. And having experienced that myself, that wasn't going to happen. So the end of June 2022, I started on Plan with my lovely consultant Rachel, all done virtually in my own time, so I had no excuses. And I started on step 1B, which I did for 9 weeks, and then I moved up to step 2 for the majority of my journey. I had invested this time in myself, and I was finally tackling my food addiction and my emotional eating head on. One of the biggest things I realised whilst on Plan was food was never going to bring my mum back. Food was never going to fill the hole. In September 2023, I won the one-to-one diet award, which was a massive privilege to win an award which is all about the relationship between the consultant and the slimmer to get the results. And it was the first time ever that a virtual consultant and slimmer had won. So I tackled my weight loss, I had tackled my kind of food, emotional eating issues head on, and I was over a year into maintenance when I started to realise that I still needed to face up to some of my body issues. The final jigsaw piece, as it were, was my loose skin. So just 8 weeks ago, I had a tummy tuck and liposuction to remove my loose skin around my stomach and really be that final piece for me. Me losing the weight doesn't make me a better mum or person or anything like that. What it does is it meant that I could focus on the memories that I was creating with my daughter and the life around me, rather than being consumed by food. But I have become a full-time consultant. So since training to be a teacher 10 years ago, I now have left the teaching profession. I supported hundreds of people all over the UK, virtually and face to face, to lose weight and maintain their weight loss. The life-changing milestones I've witnessed from my slimmers have been incredible. We've reversed diabetes, no blood pressure issues anymore, and I've even welcomed my first rosebud baby. Loss isn't just about fitting into a size whatever pair of jeans or looking slimmer. It is about changing your life and becoming healthier for you and your family. Seeing the changes of my clients and how their lives are changing and how they are doing the same for their children and their family, that is the best gift that this plan has ever given me. Yes, it's given me my life back with my daughter, but seeing other people do the same, that was something I never expected when starting the plan. So in short, from someone who has battled postnatal depression, grief, a long history with emotional and secret eating, I sit here today saying that I am changing my life and have changed the life of my daughter and others around me because of this plan. And if you're sat there thinking about plan and thinking about whether I'm the right person to support you, please drop me a message, because I genuinely believe that this plan is life-changing. It's an investment in yourself, in time, financially, but it's the best thing I ever did, and I wish I did it sooner.